Well, this is turning out to be some test match. Good morning session for India on day three at the Oval. They've converted a deficit of 56 to a lead of 965 runs in that session for the loss of KL Rahul's wicket. VVS Laxman with me on ESPN Cricket for Match Day. We had discussed last evening that this could be the day for India's batters. Big scores are due. How would you rate that first session of day three, Laxman? I'm gonna wait till we've got a little more clarity on the internet from VVS Lakshman. It's a good day to bat. It's a good day for batters, but one great former batter is just having a little trouble connecting with us. So do bear with us. This has been a good morning session. There was some debate about the KL Rahul wicket. Would love to hear what VVS Lakshman made of it. KL Rahul was clearly disappointed, but we'll be back in just a moment as VVS Lakshman joins us on ESPN Cricket for Matchday. Got Ian Bell joining us at the end of the day too, and what could very well be the decisive day of this test match and maybe even the series. That's what Michael Atherton did say. The start of the day's play, however this day goes, could very well shape the course of not just the fourth test but also the rest of this series. Right, VVS back with us. I can see the picture quality is a lot better. So it's a good day for batters. So let's see. Let's hope it's a good day for you, Lakshman. How would you rate India's effort in that first session? Good session?
Yeah, I thought it was a brilliant session for India. Yeah, they would have been little disappointed the way KL Rahul got out, but I think overall both the openers applied themselves, especially KL Rahul looked really solid. Even Rohit Sharma once again showing a different aspect to his game. He's looked very patient, allowing the ball to come close to him, even though there were little chances which he gave, one which went really extreme right side of Burns at second slip, one almost carried to the mid-on fielder. But overall, I think with the overcast conditions and the ball doing a lot more than it did yesterday, I thought both the openers applied themselves, and good signs as far as Pujara is concerned because he's looking proactive. You see that intent, the way he's playing against the spinner especially. So I think it's a good, important day for India, and I believe that this today's game will actually define not only this test match but also the test series.
Yeah, absolutely fair that. Now, I know there was some fine batsmanship that we saw, but we're going to start with the wicket because it seemed to trigger some kind of debate. KL Rahul was clearly not happy with it. We could even hear what Sunil Gavaskar made of it here in India on commentary. He wasn't quite sure it took the outside edge. Lakshman, what did you make of it? Was that out?
Yeah, I thought it was out, because when the contact between bat and ball happened, I thought the bat was well ahead of the bat. And there was, enough gap in the bat, So I think whenever the Snicko came, it was clear that it was because of the impact between bat and ball. So I thought it was a fair decision. And sometimes, such kind of decisions, especially the situation of the match, everyone will have different opinion. But I felt that that was the right decision by the umpire.
Don't you batters always know when you've nicked it, especially when it's far from the pads like that? You still want to react and give us all those reasons to sit and discuss and debate back at home then?
Well, sometimes, especially in this case, because having worked with KL Rahul, you know that he's a very genuine guy, and there was a genuine reason for him to have that doubt because while the bat was coming down, it brushed the back pad, and that's the reason why I felt that KL Rahul was in doubt, and probably once he will go back to the changing room, once he will see the replay, he would probably understand and accept the decision. But then he was batting really well. And again, I reiterate the situation the team is in. Each and every batsman knows the responsibility and the kind of start he again got. He would have been disappointed not to have converted that into a three-figure mark, and that's probably the reason why he reacted in that fashion.
All right, fair enough. Rohit Sharma, the curious story of Rohit Sharma. There are some who believe he's already been a success as an opener. He's exceeded expectations, especially in overseas conditions. With the way he's batted, he's again put in such a good start, Lakshman. But is he already a success as an opener in overseas conditions, or will it depend on that one big score which is yet to come?
Now, for me, it's already a success, and I always believe and judge a player by the approach and the preparation which he has done for the challenges which he's going to confront. Because if there is one thing which I always felt that Rohit Sharma had to improve, especially in Test match cricket, opening the batting was how he'll play the moving ball, and especially how he'll counter the challenge the English bowlers will pose with the new Duke's ball. And I thought his defense was tight right from the World Test Championship finals. He knew where his off stump was, and above all, He's a natural stroke player, but just to control his instincts, occupy the crease, and it's never easy for a natural stroke player who's got three double hundreds in ODI cricket to consume so many deliveries and bat for such long periods of time. That means that he's focusing and concentrating really probably beyond the expectations of everyone. And I think this is really good signs for him because that's what you want from players, and this is a player who's already been, talked about being a legend in ODI cricket. But for such a player with so much of experience, so much of international cricket experience, already successful, for him to change, for him to adapt, so that he can prove himself as a test opener, speaks volumes about his character.
Is this his best chance, though, to get that triple figure score? You reckon after 42 overs now, are we looking at the likeliest, most friendly time of batting on what's already a good day to bat?
Absolutely, absolutely, and probably I think he'll never get a better occasion also because whoever scores runs in this innings will this knock will be really remembered, just like the way Bumrah and Shami's partnership in Lords will be forever talked about. I think today's innings is very important for all the batsmen, and Rohit himself will acknowledge that he has given himself the best chance to score a big 100, not only a 100 but a big 100, and he is more than capable of doing that because if one batsman, and especially from the top order, gets that three-figure mark, it puts less pressure on the middle order batsmen who are low in confidence and suddenly puts the pressure back on the English bowlers, and they will be in a dilemma. Already India is ahead by 9 runs, and if they get to a lead of 100, 115, I think Joe Root and the English bowler will feel the pressure, because they don't want to concede runs because they have to chase the target in the final innings. So I think this is the best chance for Rohit Sharma to convert this start into a big 100.
Well, we have spoken of this day being so good for batting. It seemed like the English bowlers still got more out of the conditions here. How would you rate their effort in this morning session? Bowled well, Lakshman?
Brilliant, brilliant. Again, I think they've been so impressive, and we have to keep in mind that there is no Stuart Broad, there is no Jofra Archer. Mark Wood also injured his shoulder, but I think it's a brilliant comeback for Chris Wokes, and for me, he's been the pick of the English bowlers. Yes, you expect Jimmy Anderson to bowl the way he did. Robinson also was impressive, but I think the pick of the bowlers was Wokes, and again, because of the overcast conditions, suddenly the ball starts to move, and that's something which the Indian batsmen have to accept. When you're playing international cricket and when you're representing your country, irrespective of the conditions, irrespective of the challenges, you have to be prepared for that, and you have to do your best. And so it doesn't matter whether the floodlights are on, it doesn't matter whether it's overcast. You have to apply yourself and forget what has gone by. And that is exactly what Rohit and KL Rahul showed. That they were beaten, there were some loose shots, but the ball they were facing, they were giving the utmost concentration and focus to that delivery, which is so important in these kind of conditions against these kind of quality fast bowlers.
I'm trying to think of what India's bowlers can perhaps learn from this session of bowling by England, because we saw all of yesterday. It looked like most of those wickets that England managed to batters managed to get themselves out. Today, it looked like England's bowlers could have got a wicket almost every other over. There's one ball in particular, Lakshman, where I heard the commentary of Anderson bending his back, hitting the deck harder. 40 years old, almost in his 10th, 12th over. What can India learn from the way England bowled this morning?
I think two words: patience and discipline. Yes, every bowler is different. Anderson is probably the most skillful bowler along with Bumrah in this test match. But once you have patience, once you have the discipline, I'm sure that you can trouble the batsman. And that's something which was not to be seen yesterday, where India leaked runs on both sides of the wicket. Yes, you want to bend your back, and that's something which Anderson always does, irrespective of whether it's a flat wicket or a helpful track. And that's why he's an inspiration, he's a role model for me. I still remember that spell in Chennai. Everyone were talking that Anderson is only good with Duke's ball in English conditions. But the way he used the SG ball when it was reversing to get rid of Shubman Gill and Ajinkya Rahane was just inspirational stuff. So I think patience and discipline is something which the Indian bowlers can learn from the English quicks, and also pack one side of the wicket. You can't afford to give runs on both sides of the wicket because having played at the highest level, that's what a batsman always looks for. If you're not building pressure on the batsman, then you're not going to make or force him to make a false shot or play a false shot, or make a mistake. and that's exactly what the English bowlers are doing.
Yeah, I mean, terrific from England's fast bowlers in that first session. Now, how big a threat is Moeen Ali, Lakshman? Just the 2 overs before lunch, but there was turn of his first ball. There's a review that didn't go Joe Root's way. There was a one that beat the outside edge. Is he going to be a big threat on day three?
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a, no, I wouldn't say a big threat, but definitely a threat, because there is purchase for the off spinner and the pace at which Moeen Ali bowls, and also he doesn't really bowl flatter trajectory deliveries. I think he flies the ball above the eye line of the batsman. So also it's important how the Indian batsmen use their feet, because if you're just playing from the crease, the kind of lengths Moeen Ali bowls, he will test the defense of the batsman. So I think it's important to be proactive and just put the pressure back on Moeen Ali, because England has got only Moeen Ali as a lone spinner. Yeah, Joe Root can bowl, but I think he's a frontline spinner. And you don't want the fast bowlers to rest and recover. So the more pressure you put on Moeen Ali, Root will be forced to use their premier bowlers, strike bowlers in the form of Anderson or Robinson and Vokes. And that's exactly what the Indian batsmen have to do. Use your feet, use the depth of the crease, and be busy when you're playing against Moeen Ali. Don't allow him to dictate terms.
This is now a tantalizing test match, isn't it? Nine ahead, 1 wicket down. What are we expecting after lunch? If we're expecting a lot more of Moeen Ali, do you see India's batters taking him on? In which case, with the lead now in India's favour, at what point does Joe Root start spreading the field?
I think anything above 100, because it's still a good batting surface. This is only the third day, it's not the fourth day of the test match. And England has got more depth in their batting lineup now with the return of Chris Wokes, and also I think Moeen Ali batted well, Pope batted well. So there is a lot more stability in that English batting lineup compared to the first two test matches. So I just feel that anything above 100, and that's when Joe Root and the English bowlers will start thinking, and in the bargain, the Indian batsmen can capitalize, can get more opportunities to score off. But I think it's important not to lose too many wickets till you get to that 100, runs lead. And that's exactly what English bowlers or the England team will be discussing at the moment in the changing room. And that's exactly what Ravi and Virat will be talking to their batsmen. They won the first session. It's important for them to repeat what they did in the first session post lunch.
So if you were England, you'd continue with Moeen Ali after lunch and keep the fielders in. We saw Pujara happy to take Moeen Ali on, hit him over mid wicket. Rohit Sharma in the past has taken him on as well over long on. Would you keep the field in and start with Moeen Ali after lunch?
No, I would go with two fast bowlers, and that for me would be Chris Wokes and probably Robinson, and then get that Jimmy Anderson, because I just feel that Jimmy Anderson, you can see the tired body, and it's understandable because I remember Steve Armisen telling that he should in fact not play this Test match because he's bowled a lot of overs in the first three games. So I just believe that Robinson and Wokes can start, and then you can have Jimmy Anderson come one change, and then you introduce Moeen from the other end. But I think Root has got various options up his sleeve, and he will rotate the bowlers, and he's captained the side really well. Even the field placements have been brilliant, especially the one where he kept deep at point, almost forcing Rohit Sharma to open the face of the bat to take a single and rotate the strike, just to induce the outside edge. And so he's trying out different things. But I think England will open with two fast bowlers and then probably get in Anderson and Moeen Ali.
All right, VVS Laxman, come on, give me a prediction. Rohit Sharma to get 100 today? Or you don't want to
Yeah,
jinx
I'm
it?
backing. No, no, no. I'm backing him to get 100.
All right.
And I'm hoping that he converts into a big one.
All right, brilliant. Thank you very much, Lakshman. Let's pick up the chat at T. Each session matters. You think India won the first one doesn't mean they're ahead in this test match. They're ahead by 9 on the scoreboard, but that could change very quickly. It seems like a great day to bat, but England's bowlers have still bowled well. Let's see where this test match stands at T on day 3 and pick up the chat with VVS Lakshman. Then join us on ESPN Cricket for Match Day.